Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today we are going to be doing some building. I have finally recovered from our tragic events of the last episode, and I've decided to take a break from exploration for the near future just to decompress a little bit from what we experienced last time. Today we are building a lumber yard because I have been hard at work collecting all of our wood, and I just want a structure that can serve as sort of a backup storage solution to all of our wood and those kinds of resources. So that is going right in here, as we determined a couple episodes ago when we marked everything out. I've already mocked up a design in Creative that I think will fit this whole area very nicely. It's not really a building as much as a plot of land with a fence around it and some workstations and various details built up inside. So I'm gonna go grab some resources that we are using today, and we will dive right into this. So I have everything that we will need gathered up inside of this shulker box, and we will get to work. I might grab some shears to get rid of this wool. It'll make things go a little bit quicker. But everything in here is what we will be using, and of course we have some rain now. Always have to keep things interesting. Alright, now that that is all removed, we can get started on this. So, like I said, there's sort of a fence that is built up around this lumber yard, and that is made using stripped oak. So I'm just going to place all of this oak wood into its spot and then strip it after that. And I sort of have these 5-block wide sections. On this side I have a 6-block wide section in the middle that is where the entrance is, but here on these sides it is just 5-block wide sections, and it pretty much fills in everywhere that we had that purple wool. And we will also do quite a bit of terraforming, not anything excessive, but this is going to get leveled down a little bit, and right over here I think also gets flattened out just a touch. So right here in the middle, a 6-block wide section, and then another oak log, and it just perfectly fills in that space that we have. And then all of this grass here at the top gets leveled down. I'm gonna need to get a few more deep slate tiles so that we can cover that up, and we'll just kind of make it blend a little bit with this hillside right there. But we can remove all of this dirt. It'll make our lumber yard a little bit more flat and level. There we go, and then the back set of the fence, that back side, same thing with that 6-block gap. And now we can just go around and strip all of these logs. It definitely brightens up the whole lumber yard, that's for sure. And now I guess I'm gonna have one more log right back here. We sort of have a outdoor-ish workstation. It's gonna have a roof on it, and I will do that real quick. That way we can go ahead and get out of the rain. So a stone brick border around this. Excellent, and this is just going to work towards the middle. Perfect, just like that. And then the roof itself is mangrove, which I'm a little worried I might have to go chop down another mangrove tree, which is a lot of work, but I might be able to get by. I'm going to set aside what I know for sure we will need for some of the details. So 5 of those logs, and then quite a few trapdoors. 30 to be exact, and we have 5, so we need to make 25 more trapdoors. And yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to chop down another mangrove tree, so let me go do that real quick. Well, that was exciting. That made my heart skip a beat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sleep off this thunderstorm before we have any fires that don't get extinguished by the rain. And after last episode, I'm just gonna fly around and make sure we don't have any flames anywhere that have ignited from that. Looks like we are okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and craft the slabs that we will need for the roof, and we can get those into place. Perfect, and then from the inside, I am also filling in all of this with slabs. And I actually have another design that I'm gonna do that I forgot about with the materials that I was collecting. I meant to grab one other item. Right in the middle in here, a lantern to light that up at night. And actually, before I get too far into all of this, we are going to do the ground. For that, it is a combination of gravel and podzol. Actually, I take that back. To save resources, we will do some of this decor. So the stone cutters, these will be for the table saws, and a few oak planks, oak slabs on either side of those. So we will have 2 of these lined up right in here, and some oak slabs just for the table like that. The fence around the edge, I will be using spruce fence, and we will have these going all the way around on all sides. And then on top of the spruce fence, I'm also placing... Did I mess something up here? I did. This is supposed to be 1 block taller. Okay, that's a little bit better. I thought that seemed way too low. So now these oak slabs that I have on top of those spruce fences, these will go all the way around and sort of create this neat looking barrier around the edge. Of course, I have to make a lot more spruce fence, but those will go all the way around and just follow that same pattern. So I sort of got that fence started with the spruce that I had, but I have actually run out surprisingly. So that will be another tree that I will have to go chop down. Kind of ironic that we are running out of wood as we're building our lumber yard. Over here towards the front, I'm going to have a shelf that extends up a couple shelves, I guess, and this will be with our mangrove trapdoors, and that's not right. Here we go, I'll flip those up and that'll make it a little bit easier. There we go. So nothing major, too fancy, anything like that. Just something to add a little bit of detail to the lumberyard. And color. I picked mangrove because it matches with that roof over there and gives us really good contrast with the rest of the build and flows into our storage building very nicely. And then I'm gonna make a few beehives just for some extra detail. This is sort of similar to my house when I just added a bunch of extra random blocks in the walls. We are sort of doing that again because we have all of these blocks that are just different textures of wood. So a few beehives right there to indicate maybe some stacked wood like that. And then here in the corner, I need to go make some campfires. We are going to stack those up as if they are pallets. And we will place 12 of these in this corner right here and extinguish all 12 with our shovel. There we go. But now we don't want those to be floating, so let me make a few more oak trapdoors. And we will put these on the sides and close those up to have some very neatly stacked pallets. There we go. And then of course we have to have our stacks of logs that run vertically that are all bundled up nice and neatly. So we will do a very large stack with some dark oak. We will just have those running sideways. And these will be bundled up with some rails and ladders to give it a little extra detail. Perfect, so there's one of our stacks of logs, and then we will have a smaller stack right over here using different types of wood. So birch and mangrove and oak right over here. And once again, neatly bundled with those rails and ladders. Perfect, so now we have our stacks of wood, we have some pallets and other various details throughout. I do want to add a couple more details, so we're gonna have some jungle, just a stack of jungle wood right around here. We'll go with that. I think that will work well. We will relocate this crafting table right over there and make a few more. And we will stack these up over here in the middle. There we go. And this was a really fun detail that I added that I was really happy with how it turned out. And that is a small crane that we can have that can operate through the lumber yard. Again, nothing fancy or over the top, but just a fun little detail that I wanted to include. And of course, the crane has to be operational, so we will have a log suspended from it. And I'm gonna go ahead and strip this log. Perfect. And then one more stair underneath right there. Excellent. And then we will place some gravel and podzol underneath that stair. And there's our crane. Isn't that fun? But I think we are just about finished, so we need a little bit more spruce for the fence, and then we need to go ahead and change out the ground. Alright, so let's get the rest of our fence put into place. Excellent, so that is all taken care of. Now we have the floor, and then we have the entrance that I would like to do. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I also want to make a handful of composters. Let me make a few more oak slabs real quick. And we are going to stack these up in this corner. Let me get 4 more. There we go. So we are going to stack all of these up, just another pattern of a wood material that we can have in our lumber yard. Excellent. All right, so moving on from that, let's take care of the entrance real quick. So we will be using oak planks or oak stairs and oak slabs. So we will jump right up here, and this is just going to be a very basic upside down and right side up stair pattern, and it's slowly going to taper off towards the top. There we go, just like that. And now all we have left is to fill in all of this ground with our podzol and gravel mixture. So let me remove this shulker box, and we will step out. Actually, there is one other thing I want to add. The whole purpose of this lumber yard, aside from it looking really cool and adding a nice aesthetic, is to store extra wood. So I'm going to place down a series of chests right here in the middle. Or actually, no, I take that back, because there is something else I forgot. Let me go grab a bunch of barrels. And we are going to place these barrels right by these stone brick slabs that we had from the roof, and these are all going to face inside. Now, I originally did this for the aesthetics of it, but then I realized, well, it kind of doubles as a storage feature. So this is where we will store all of those extra items. I will either get some item frames on here or signs, and we can figure out how we want to divvy those up. But this will serve as our excess storage for all of our wood. So anytime that we fill up our wood chest inside of our storage building, rather than taking it upstairs to the bulk storage, we can bring it here to the lumber yard. It makes a little bit more sense, in my opinion. Okay, now all that's left is to change this grass. So we will just kind of place our gravel and podzol throughout. And the nice thing about having all of those decorations and aesthetic details placed in beforehand is now I only have to replace the visible parts, and I can skip a lot of these extra spaces. And just like we do with the path, I am just placing all of these blocks in a very random pattern. So there's the upper level. Now I just have to do this ground level portion real quick. And there we have it. There's our finished lumberyard. I will just make a couple path blocks right there leading up to it. And I think we can call it complete. I'm going to place a few more torches around the fence just along the edge, just to give it a little bit more light here on the inside. That way we don't have any monsters spawning, because that would not be good news for us. And then I guess I can just put one right there for now, and maybe one more here in the middle. We can figure out a more permanent lighting solution later on if we decide. But there we have it. There's our finished lumber yard. I will fly up to the roof of the storage building so you can get a better look at that from up above. I'm really happy with how it all came together. It has great contrast, I think. Of course, the red flows nicely. We have lots of little details in here. I love the crane. I think that is my favorite part of all of this. And of course, we have that practical use, the storage, which we will probably, hopefully need later on, because I am still very hard at work filling up our wood chests inside. But that is where we are going to leave it for this episode of the Optimistic Survival Series. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit that thumbs up button, and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.